Hi there, it's Ron. Just stopping for a few minutes in the middle of a run. I found a little set of trails right next to SMU, and it's right by the George W. Bush Library. Um, anyway, I'd heard about this before, but it's super nice, and there's I can just hear them. I can't see them. There's just dozens and dozens of little bunny rabbits hopping around at dusk here. Um, anyway, just a little. I keep hearing them. They're jumping around. Uh, I guess a little philosophical video here. Because I keep seeing these YouTube commercials. It's for some miracle product where you take it and you're going to live forever, or whatever. I think it's, do you want to live to age 120? And it's targeted more at men, but I think it's totally targeted for men. But it's a good question. How long do you want to live? Talking about that with my mom over the years, she always said she only wanted to be alive as long as her mind was alert and she was able to function, do things that she wanted to do, which pretty much happened. She died at age 81, and she still had a very sharp mind. Her body was failing, but that happens after 81 years. So, how long do you want to live? Well, I kind of side with my mom. For me, it's as long as I'm able to run and have a sharp mind, or at least I think I have a sharp mind. And got me to thinking too, when I saw that YouTube commercial a long time ago. I had a girlfriend who often enough to make me feel uncomfortable, she would just look at me and say, "Ron, you're going to live forever." And because, my running and how active I've always been and everything, but she would just look at me and go, "You're going to live forever, Ron." And I would just go, "Whoa, don't say that." This is almost like a curse. It's actually, even the thought of that is a little bit frightening. In the movie Highlander, they thought the prize was, the immortals, they were all living forever until someone cut off their head, and they were all after the prize, and they finally find out at the end that the prize is that they're no longer immortal. Christopher Lambert was the last survivor. So he became mortal. That was the prize, because his curse of living forever was seeing so many of his loved ones die before him. That was the curse. So, and I've already seen enough of that at age 57. And when on that YouTube commercial, when they said, you want to live to 120, I don't know. Let's take this lifetime and double it and add 6, and I don't know. That's a long time. But I just thought it was an interesting topic to bring up. And I think the main thing, I kind of go with Mom's philosophy, and my friend James kind of had this too, of always seeking out new things and exploring. And that's part of what motivated me to do this. Is this, you can see in the background, this beautiful little series of trails. It's probably, you zigzag, it's probably a total of a half mile in trails, so it's repetitive if you run more than a few miles in it, but it's a wonderful break. It really rejuvenated me just finding it. I just kind of stumbled across it. So as you know, like I said, it rejuvenated me. New things tend to do that for us, And I think that's the philosophy I would want to have as far as how long I'd want to live, would be as long as I'm discovering new things, seeking out new things, keeping a sharp mind, and all that, as long as I'm able to run. So, just an interesting thought. You know, it seems like when people, the will to live is very important. It seems like when people lose what's most dear to them, that's when they really slide downhill further. Freddie Mercury, who was already ailing with AIDS, it was when he finally lost his voice about 2 weeks before he died. He was singing up until then. When he finally lost his voice completely, his friends said that's when they could see he lost the will to live. I saw that with my father when he wasn't a singer, but when he was getting progressively sicker with cancer, reached a certain point, I think a couple weeks before he died, that he told me he was ready to go, ready to get the show on the road. But yeah, just something interesting to think about. As the Queen song said, who wants to live forever? And think about that. How long would you want to live? Is 90 years enough? 100 years, 120 years? And like I said, just when they said 120, just the thought of that, I don't know, maybe if I was still very healthy, able to run, doesn't even have to be running fast or anything, just able to run on my own and just kind of be, that's the big thing that my mom said, as long as she was able to be independent and have a sharp mind and do some things that she'd like to do. And that's kind of my philosophy. So, like some feedback, if y'all feel like giving it. Alright, well anyway, I'm going to enjoy this little slice of nature, and it's right by it's right by the SMU campus, and you can probably hear Central Expressway back behind me there. Alright, everyone, this reminds me too, remember, we are luminous beings. Everyone have a good night.